What's going on in YouTube world and YouTube tribe? Welcome to Little Bit Mad Gaming, bringing you. You know what that means, right? Title of the chest. I'm the tribal chief. The tribal chief got another review for you. But before he get into that review, he wants you to acknowledge him. Acknowledge me as the tribe. Oh, fine. Okay. But if I could get everybody to hit that like, subscribe, share, and hit that notification button down, and leave a comment down below what you thought of this past Friday Night Smackdown. And I will say right off the back, I don't want to say all the way better, but somewhat better than Monday Night Raw. But leave a comment down below what you thought of Friday Night Smackdown. And for those who are not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and hit that notification button so you won't miss a single great video. My channel is on the rise. We are soon to hit 700. I have a gut feeling that we're gonna hit 700 subscribers. What puts me 300 away from the big 1,000 subscribers. But we're gonna focus on the 700. Still getting towards that goal. Those who are subscribed and the new subscribers alike. Thank you, love you, appreciate you for allowing me to entertain you. I'm gonna just cut it short right there because we gotta go 700. And let's get into it. But first thing first, before we get into it, I'd like to talk about a couple of things. One, there's a new announcer team shakeup, and this leads into my second thing I want to talk about is they moved Corey Graves. I don't know if I even mentioned this in my Raw review, but they moved Corey Graves to Raw. He's not as Corey Graves, Michael Cole, and the new guy. I forgot the new guy's name. Let's see, dude, if I could find it in my old notes that showed me what his name was. Is it Adam? Aiden? Aiden? I can't say his name. It is Adenine Kurt or Verk. I mean, he replaced. I guess they used Corey to replace Samoa Joe. They got this new guy for Raw as Byron Saxton. Over on SmackDown, it's Pat McAfee taking over for Corey Graves and Michael Cole. They had Pat McAfee. So that leads me to my next thing I want to talk about, which is the next thing I want to talk about is the releases. I know about the release, and the one thing I just want to mention one thing. Like, I think a month. I ain't gonna go through the whole list, but a month. I know they released. Samoa Joe. That's why he's no longer on the. That's why they have him on the team, because they knew they was about to release him, I guess. Mickie James. They released Samoa Joe, Mickie James. Billy Kay and Peyton Royce, among other wrestlers, and I feel like Kalisto. The reason why I mentioned these people is because these were talents that could have went somewhere, but WWE failed to utilize them. Now, I'm a fan of WWE. I really am. I love WWE, but I will call them out on their bull when they do something stupid, and that was stupid. Samoa Joe is one of the biggest names in the wrestling business, and you don't use it. Okay, I understood. I found out that he had concussions. That's why he's been on the announcer team until he could pass the concussion protocol and get back into in-ring action. You don't release Samoa Joe. You broke up the Iconics. Had Peyton on Raw, Billy on SmackDown, and then you do nothing with them, then you release them. You screw Mickie James' return. Like, Mickie James should at least once been women's champion. That's just in my opinion. Like, that makes me not want. I don't even want to see Melina now come back. Like, because I've been wanting. She's one of the female good wrestlers from back in that time that I would want to see back, and I don't even want her to come back because they might not even utilize her right, and then just release her. Same thing with Kalisto. All these wrestlers could have had a great run, and it infuriates me when something I love so much do something so stupid, and that was the stupidest thing they could have done is release Samoa Joe, Mickie James, Peyton Royce, and Billie Kay, and Kalisto, among others, because. And I'm not just saying it was okay for the other wrestlers. They should have released the other wrestlers either, because they were all talented wrestlers. They can't do. You have to utilize them. You won't utilize them the way they should be utilized, and then you call it a failure. No, you failed them because you won't let them be good. These were people who was stars in NXT, but then come to the main roster, and then you just. Like what they doing with Aleister Black. It's infuriating. I could make a whole video about it. The last thing I say, though, is they better do what they did with Drake Maverick. They better do what they did with him to Samoa Joe. Really Samoa Joe, but I also would like that to extend to not only Samoa Joe, but Peyton Royce and Billie Kay, because they got bright futures if you utilize them right. And Kalisto, like those four needs to be brought back from that, because that was stupid. But that's all I want to say about that one. Just spend a little bit of time on that. So let's get into this SmackDown finally. They opened up SmackDown like you think they would, with Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns basically was his promo. Was basically just bragging about how he was dominant at WrestleMania. Of course, like a heel, not mentioning that Jey Uso pretty much saved his title reign. But they was pretty much he was pretty much just talking about how he was dominant, how he did what he said he was gonna do, how he called his shots, and so that he was gonna dominate them and stack them, and He basically was bragging how, basically nobody wants to face him after what he did to Daniel Bryan and the Edge. He had Paul Heyman run down the list of accolades, that Edge and Daniel Bryan accumulated over the years. Knowing that Edge is a Hall of Famer, that he's married, he found that Edge is a Hall of Famer and he's married to a Hall of Famer. Daniel Bryan is a future Hall of Famer, and he's married to a Hall of Famer, and these are people who they're Hall of Famer caliber people, and, Roman Reigns dominated them. So he's like, nobody wants to face me. Now, who wants to face me? Who wants to be dominant like that? He wants their reputation and name drag like that. So what he said, now, we did what we had to do. We got the checks. Let's go fire up the jet. So they about to leave, right? Out comes Cesaro. Off his little victory at WrestleMania, comes and gives it to Roman Reigns' face. And then as he goes for the microphone to say something to Roman, Jay, and Paul just leave out the ring and basically disrespecting. They trashing him as they walking up the ramp. Basically saying, what made him think he could get in the ring with me and say something to me, all that type of stuff like that. And Cesaro, like he knows it, like he turned around just like this, like he was about to say something, and he knows they just walked away, so he just they just played his music, and he just flipped them the microphone, was just like, all right, whatever, I guess that was that. I didn't even get to say what I wanted to say. So and then it cuts to a backstage promo with Cesaro talking to Sonya Deville, and Adam Pearce. You see Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville in the back, and then Cesaro approached him and said, "Did you see what that SOB just did?" You know, he didn't say SOB, but you know, he was like, "Did you see what Roman did? That SOB? You know, did y'all see it? You see how he just disrespected me?" He said, "I want Roman Reigns tonight on a one-on-one match, and don't worry, you don't have to put the title. The title don't have to be on the line, but I just want him in the one-on-one match tonight." And you know, and they was like, you know, and Sonya, I think Adam was about to say something, but then Sonya cut him off. Was like, "You know what? I'm gonna run it by Paul and Roman, and I'm gonna get back to you with an answer." He was like, and Cesaro like, okay, like, you know, I was talking to Adam, but okay. So then they would get into the first match of the night, which was I want to say the first match of the night was Rey Mysterio versus Otis. I think it was. That was the first match of the night, was Rey Mysterio versus Otis, and it was a good you know, David versus Goliath, like small man versus bigger man type match. It was a good match, and as usual per Rey Mysterio style, he always come on top and get the victory. I don't even think he hit like a 619 or the splash to get the victory. I think he just got like a roll up. Like he used Otis' momentum and rolled them up and got the pin. But I think they trying to angle themselves for a tag team title. I think what they trying to do, like they trying to promote that Rey Mysterio wants to be a tag team wants to be tag team champions with his son. So then we would get a promo with Paul Heyman afterwards. Paul Heyman, you know, basically saying that, you know, Cesaro is a nobody. He had one good day. You know, he's even saying you had one good day at WrestleMania, but he's a nobody. He's this and he's that. You know, but you know, let's put this to bed. You think he don't deserve a chance at Roman Reigns or that on a title, you know, shot. But let's put this to bed right now. They said, if that's what Cesaro wants, that's what Cesaro going to get. So he said tonight it will be Cesaro versus the main event, Jey Uso. And he started laughing and walked away. And it was like, oh man, they duped my boy Cesaro. He was not even going to get Roman. He's going to get Jey. So that's when we get, I want to say we got the next match was I want to say it was Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, and Sami came out basically saying how he was robbed, how the conspiracy is still ongoing. He said he was distracted at WrestleMania because he was worried about what Logan Paul was thinking. He said Logan Paul turned on him because he was affected by Kevin Owens and the crowd and everybody else to make him seem like he was a crackpot and he was crazy. He said he's not a crackpot, he's not crazy, he's not this. That's the only reason why Kevin Owens beat him at WrestleMania, because he was distracted by what Logan was thinking. But he demanded that Kevin Owens come out, that he wanted a rematch to prove that he's the better, basically better than he could beat Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens would come out and oblige him, and they had a good back and forth match. Now the thing about this match, I would have wanted after what we got at WrestleMania, I would have wanted this match to end it in at least either submission or a pinfall. But I just didn't like the ending for it, because now it's going to be an on continuing feud that I don't think really needed to continue that long. But past WrestleMania, because once WrestleMania is done, it's supposed to be new stories, new this and new everything. But they look like they're going to continue the same versus Kevin Owens. But yeah, the finish came to the match when Kevin got knocked to the outside of the ring. And instead, he took a count out, basically giving Kevin Owens the victory via count out. And but Kevin did say in a little promo backstage that he wanted, I think it was like one of those WWE.com promos, that he still wants Sami Zayn, he still want to kick his ass and stuff like that. We would get a promo from Apollo Crews, which was weird. Please tell me, did anybody notice something weird about Apollo Crews' teeth? Like, was it just me, or did his teeth look weird? Like, it just looked directly weird. Like, Dabba Kato, my boy Dabba Kato was there. I understand he would try to, brag about him being in the Continental Champion stuff, but I couldn't focus on nothing but his teeth. Like, I really want to sit here and tell you that the promo was about his teeth and why it looked so weird. But he was backstage. He cut a backstage promo saying how he basically dominated Big E and beat Big E at which he did. He did beat Big E, but he didn't dominate Big E. And became your new Intercontinental Champion. He introduced a Z. I think that's what he called David Kato. He said a Z, a Nigerian general. He said, huh? I'm like, oh Lord, okay. He's gonna be like, basically now he got his little. Everybody's got their little helper now. Roman with Jay, now Apollo with David Kato, and he basically said he wanted to give Big E an Intercontinental Championship rematch, but he wasn't there tonight. So and that was one of my little downfalls for the show, was that it just felt like some of the people that needed to be there wasn't there, and it felt like, I don't know why they didn't have Big E there. Like, he should have been there to at least cut a promo at best, but I guess not. We would get the Street Profits. They would throw a party right before they would have a promo talking about how they about to throw a party for Bianca Belair, but after that they're gonna reclaim. They was inspired by Bianca Belair's victory, so they're gonna reclaim the Smackdown Tag Team Championships, which then we would get to. They would go have this party for Bianca Belair, to which she came out. They even replayed the bits and pieces of her victory at WrestleMania, and she would come out and basically cut a very passionate, very good promo about how she was so excited to share the ring with Sasha Banks, and then how she that they both made history. They both made history. It was nobody else that she whether had shared the ring with, and then she cut another speech about basically saying, talking to all the girls that looks up to her and aspired to be her. She was telling them that anybody could be the BST, the BEST of anything that you choose to put your mind to, and stuff like that. And that's what she wanted to be, basically a role model to them. But that if Sasha did want a rematch, she left a little something for her, in case she wanted to get out of line. And she started twirling her hair, because we all remember if you saw WrestleMania, she whipped the hell out of Sasha Banks, because it left like a cut / scar on, like almost on her, and she still had it on her, like it was still on her stomach. When you see, cause I think they had a promo with Sasha Banks later on the night. But that came after Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode versus the Street Profits. They would like right after the little celebration, they would go into that match, and they had a good tag team. That was one of the best matches of the night, the tag team match. It was going back and forth. It even looked like, I actually thought for a minute that the Street Profits was going to win at one point, because I felt like that they had the momentum to win, and that it was going to shift. I thought they was going, I keep feeling like the Dolph Ziggler was going to lose. I thought they was going to lose it the Friday before WrestleMania, and I thought they was going to lose it this Friday, but they didn't. They ended up coming out with the victory. I think they hit the zigzag Montez Ford, and got the victory 1, 2, 3, and they still the Dirty Dogs, or the Top Dogs, as Michael Cole like to call them. They are still your tag team champions. Then we will get that promo with Sasha Banks, who was asked what she thought about Bianca Belair's words and comments, and she was so angry about not only getting that little slash on her, but like about basically losing her title, that she couldn't even reform words, to which she just stormed off. And then we got a out of the blue Improv 2 same promo with Bayley. And she basically was mocking Sasha for being mad that she lost the title, that she probably won a rematch, and that she's she's still the best, you know, on SmackDown. So I'm most likely guessing that it's going to either be another one-on-one between Sasha and Bianca, or it's going to be a triple threat between Sasha, Bianca, and Bayley. We would get the a match between Natalya and Sonya Blazer. That was a good match. I didn't really pay attention too much to it. It was okay. It was okay to good. It wasn't bad. Just didn't really care for it too much because I don't know what direction they going in with Nia. And the reason why I didn't care for it because it was like it was just like the Raw Women's Championship match on Raw. It had a lot of little botches in there, little mistakes, little laziness. You know, they need to get it together. I don't know what they doing, but both Raw and SmackDown being played by botches. And it was crazy. Like you don't got the rain no more to cover for your botch this time. You know that's the only reason why it was given a pass on WrestleMania because it rained. It was understandable everything was wet, but you don't got that no more here. But Natalya ended up rolling up Sonya Blazer and getting the 1, 2, 3, setting them up for a possible future tag team championship match. However, we didn't see no other tag team wrestlers and no other anything besides Natalya and Tamina. We did get a promo before the main event. We got a promo for Jey Uso, basically telling Cesaro that he was out of line for what he did, and that now I gotta go get you. I gotta go get him. That's what I do, Cesaro. I go get him. And he said he gotta go get him, and that you will never. And then after that, you ain't gonna do nothing. He said you a one-trick pony, just spin the flying saucer, all that. He said you nothing but a one-trick pony, and that I gotta go get you, and that when I do get you, you ain't gonna be doing nothing else after that. So then Roman's like, you heard him. Now you heard him. Now you about to get got, basically. Then that's where we'll get the Cesaro versus Jey Uso, which again, this is another match that was a great match. I was enjoying it. I would love to see its conclusion. I love the fact that Cesaro and Jey was putting on a stellar match. They was putting on a very stellar match. I was loving Jey's offense. I was loving Cesaro. I love that Jey was working Cesaro's arm, and that Cesaro was powering through it to still muscle up the battle against Jey. But Jey would get swung by Cesaro, who would then get attacked from behind by Seth Rollins, which would give Cesaro the victory via disqualification. But apparently, Cesaro and Seth Rollins are not done. Which I don't understand. I don't understand what they're going with this, because they should have been done. But I guess, Seth Rollins like, we're not done till I say we're done. So they basically not done. And I'm guessing there's still going to be a battle between Cesaro and Seth Rollins, and somebody else is going to step up to face Roman Reigns. But yeah, that was it. If I had to give this episode of SmackDown anything, I would give it a 7.5 big ups, just because it was an okay show, but it was some things I didn't like. I didn't like the finish for the Cesaro match. I didn't like how and didn't like the little botches for at the end of the Italian match, but the otherwise was still good. I still didn't like the the finish for the Kevin Owens match. That was like the biggest takeaways, was that I ain't like the finish for the Kevin Owens match and the Cesaro match, but it was still, they two still was the great matches of the night. But that's all I got. If y'all could do me a favor, hit this button right here in the upper right corner. That'll take you to all of my reviews. If you just want to go back and watch any of my old reviews, there you go right there. And you hit this button right here in the lower right corner. If you're not subscribed, that's what that button's for. That's for to subscribe to the channel, or hit any one of these amazing videos for more amazing content. I'm out of here. Chief out. See you in the next one. Peace.